Hi, in this episode of Toysbackzen, I'm going to be taking a look at the next wave of the Dungeons and Dragons Toon figures. I've been waiting for these for a long time. I know that they have come out all over the place in the States. I'm in Canada. I know they came out in GameStop a while ago, but here we are. I finally got some, and I'm really excited. I really liked the first wave of these figures. There were some issues with that wave. I didn't find those issues with my figures, but I know that other people have. And I definitely want to take a look at this next wave and see if any changes have been made with these figures to see if they were any better. Now, I know I said I wasn't going to do any more reviews of new toys. Also, I'm a person of my word, and I did tell some subscribers that were asking me about the new wave, whether I was going to review it or not. This was months ago, and I did say I was going to. So I'm going to go ahead, open these up, and we'll take a look at them. But first, let's take a look at the boxes. Presto the magician tries his best to aid the team with magic and items from his hat of many spells. Here's the back of the box, and of course these are the plastic-free packaging. I really love this packaging. So you can see on the back of the package all the things that he comes with. Of course, he's got the D&D die there. They're all pretty unique to each figure, and he's got some really cool accessories. I can't wait to get into these and check them out. Here's that wonderful art on the side. Sheila the thief uses her cloak of invisibility to gain the advantage over the evil forces of Venger. On the back of Sheila's box, we can also see the extra accessories she comes with. Of course, the die. She has two cloaks and her hood that you can take off. You can also see the other two characters that come in this wave with her. And here is Sheila on the side of the box. Eric the Cavalier may seem like a coward, but is a hero at heart, wielding the magical griffin shield. Looking at the back of Eric's box, we can see the figure itself and how you can pose him, and he's got the shield, and it looks to me like you can take the magic glow off of his shield. I'm glad they did that. We can also see his unique die here and the other two characters in the wave. And here's Eric on the side of the packaging with that look on his face. It looks like he means business. Now, just like the first wave, we can take these three boxes, all the side panels of the artwork, and we smush them together, and we get a full image of the three characters standing side by side. And to my surprise, I was hoping I'd be able to do this, and I tried it in a lot of different ways, and finally I found out that yes, these 7 boxes makes a full diorama. I think it looks really, really cool, and I'm really happy that they did this because I was expecting it, tell you the truth. Alright, let's get these figures out of the box and take a look. So here's the figures out of the box. Of course, they're in these kind of a tissue paper style packaging. So we'll get these out. I'm not saving this, obviously. So here he is here. Let's just test to see what his articulation is like. Is everything super tight so that it feels like you're going to break? I like how the ratcheting in the arms are. They're actually a lot looser and a little bit better than they were from the other ones. The other ones, the first wave, they were, a couple of them were, you know, difficult to move, and actually one of them I actually didn't move the elbow at all because I was afraid I was going to break it. He got the slits here on the side on his cloak, and he's got a different colored legs compared to the rest of him. And that's kind of a nice detail. You can kind of see that on the side. He's got his little belt here. Not a lot of articulation, but I think just enough to be able to pose them. He's got a little bit of ankle swivel back and forth, up and down. He's got wrist, elbows, shoulders, waist, and his head. Yeah, his head goes side to side. And, ooh, down quite a bit. Wow, that's really nice. Got his glasses on his nose there. And I like how his cloak drapes. It drapes kind of in the right direction, especially if you're going to pose him like this. I guess if you're doing this, then it looks kind of strange because it doesn't actually go that way. But I mean, what are you going to do? It's made out of plastic, right? He's got a pointy finger here, and he's got a hand here that grabs something. He does have a different head. You can pop his hair off, I think, here. It goes in there pretty good, and it's pretty solid once it's on there. So that way you can have his hat, and I do like him better with that hat. It just reminds me more of the character from the TV show. Now we have his die here before we look at the last accessory, but I do want to look at the die. I do like the dies. I do not play D&D. I haven't never played it. I played the D&D on television back in the early 80s, probably the late 70s. I think that's when that came out, early 80s. That's as far with Dungeons and Dragons I got playing the actual game. I watched a lot of my friends play it, and it was really enjoyable to listen to them play it, but I've never actually played it, so maybe someday I'll learn. But that's the die, nothing special. It is quite unique than any of the other dies that we've seen before. And then we've got this magic thing here. I think this goes in here. Oh, yeah, this goes in here like that. So you can have it like this. So I think it's designed to, he puts his arm up like that. This goes around his wrist. And it shows it kind of like that. And then he holds this with his hand like that. So you can do it like that, which looks really cool. And then you can put this in the hat. There's that little keyhole there that fits in there. The magic fits in there. And you can make it look like he's pulling magic out of his hat. The trick is to get the hand in the right spot so that the hat fits in his hand so he can hold it in the right spot. So I guess like that maybe. Could do that. So that looks really cool. I do like him better with his hat on, but I do like this too. So I'll try to find a way maybe to just, I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to use I want his hat on. So let's get his hat on first. But I do like the magic, so let's put the magic on his wrist. Like that. And have the magic drape over him like that, so it looks like it's being used. So I think that looks really cool. Let's keep him there, and we'll take a look at Sheila next. So here's Sheila. She already has her hood on and her cape. She's got double knee joints. And she also has leg cut here for her legs. She's also got a skirt with a slit, and it's pink underneath. Now you can take this off, I believe. So I think you have to take the helmet off. Or I think you have to take the hood off first. Helmet. Take the hood off first, and it looks to me like you're going to have to take the head off to get that cape off. But we have to look at her accessories. I know she has another cape. We looked at that at the back of the box. And she also has a 6-sided die here. So we get the 6-sided die with that red marble look, just the same as the first wave. And there's her cape that isn't starting to disappear because she has the ability to be invisible. I'm going to keep that cape on. I really like that translucent cape on the bottom, so I'm just going to leave that on anyway. And we'll put her hood back on too. She's got really nice paintwork on her face. She's a pretty character, actually. I do like the pink and the purple with the translucent on the bottom, and with the brown on her legs, just from the cartoon, just like the cartoon. Now she doesn't come with any other accessories like a wand or anything like that, a gun or anything. That was just her ability was the invisibility, I think, from what I can remember. And that's all she comes with. So there's not much else to look at for her. She does have a hard time standing up, though, I notice. There we go. We got to really spread her legs out. I think she's going to have a hard time standing. She does have holes on the bottom of her feet, which is great. I'm going to have to get some figure stands for these guys, because even the first wave on my shelf in my toy room, the first wave, they're always falling down constantly. So I'm going to need some, I'm definitely going to need some figure stands for them. And last but not least, hopefully, we'll take a look at Eric. Now, I do hope that they have more figures from this wave. I'm not really sure what other characters they would make, but I know that there's a lot of baddies that they can make. So far, they've only made Venger. And of course, he came with the Dungeon Master. But I'm sure there are a lot of other characters from that cartoon and from this series that would be really fun to have. It'd be nice to have some bad guys. Here's Eric here. He looks fantastic. I like the coloring. They did a really great job at making these figures look like the cartoon characters. He's kind of tall and lanky, but he does stand. We can get him to stand like that. Now his articulation on his legs are kind of weird because we've got this little strap across the bottom, across his ankle of his boot, and it doesn't allow us to swivel the ankle very well. It just does that, and going up and down a little bit, but that takes away from the articulation there, so that's too bad. There's the knee. We just had a single knee joint there, not double like Sheila. And we don't have any leg swivel up there, so really inconsistent with these figures. Some of them have more articulation than others. Why can't they just give us as much articulation as the others have? He's got his cape here, which looks really nice. Now for his accessories, he does have a, I believe this is a 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, a 10-sided die, because it has a 0 there. And he has his shield. Now this shield is really cool. We've got the eagle, I think, or the hawk there. Now the shield is like a hard plastic, but this is like a Teflon rubber almost. And I like that. I like the fact that you can take it off if you decide that you don't want to put him on the shelf with that on there. And I was hoping that it would come off so that we have options for how we want to put it on the shelf. But of course, I want these guys to all look very dynamic on the shelf, so I'm going to leave that magical glow because this is a magic shield, and we'll leave that on there. So he's got a little spot there that he can use on his arm like this, which is kind of weird. There we go. We can use it like that. I really think for the price point of these figures, we're not getting enough. So it's unfortunate that they don't come with a lot of things. I know they come with dye. They're about the same price as G.I. Joe Classifieds. They're smaller figures, less plastic. They come with less accessories. They don't come with extra weapons, less articulation. I really like these figures, and I'm happy they're doing them, but I just wish we could get more for our money. I think this is going to be it. I've got all the core characters that I wanted. This is what I was hoping to get out of this line. If they give us more, I'll think about it, but I think this is good for me. I think my D&D shelf with my 3 3/4 size D&D figures is going to look fantastic, and I think that this was a nice addition to the first wave. Thanks for watching this episode of Toysbackzen. Please like and subscribe to my channel if you haven't already, and leave a comment down below and let me know if you have these figures. What do you think of these figures? And after watching this video, do you think that you're going to pick them up, or are they a pass for you? See you later.